Yeah, this is Garby Allen, and you're watching AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? We're back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for our YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. As always, we got a heck of a show. We've got some AEW news, some WWE news, some Impact Wrestling news, and some New Japan news. There's a lot of exciting things happening around the world in all promotions. Remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible action figure, you got to stick around to the end of the show to find out how. As always, since this is the AEW Insider, we're going to kick it off with a little AEW news. AEW. Well, on AEW Dynamite, Sammy Guevara let the Inner Circle know that he was done with the group. Busted Open Radio has been saying for a while now that Guevara is definitely a babyface and he would do amazing on his own. It looks like good old Tony Khan was listening. I can't wait to see what they do with this story and what happens with Sammy's career in general. Ryan Nemeth made his second AEW televised appearance this week on Dynamite. He is the real-life brother of Dolph Ziggler. He's doing pretty good so far, and I hope he gets his proper dues. On to WWE. This week on WWE Raw, Nia Jax fought Lana. Jax went to give her a leg drop on the ring apron. She hit the apron with her butt, and she legit hurt her asshole. She actually screamed out loud, "Ow, my hole." The memes online have gone wild, and it was a crazy spot, peeps. They even carried it over to SmackDown on Friday night and made fun of her some more. Well, one of the biggest bidet companies named Tushy offered her free products and wanted her to legit become the ambassador for her brand. Nia saw their offer and had this to say in reply: rude. So I guess she did not find their offer funny nor take it serious. Alexa Bliss now has a stalker, and I say now has a stalker because only last year Sonya Deville had a stalker. Last week, Ringside News reported that this obsessed fan told Alexa Bliss that he would pay a visit to her home. He tweeted, "It is wise to be cautious in this situation and take this as a serious threat." And then again a few days later he tweeted, "Alexa Bliss, your home looks amazing from the outside. I wonder what it looks like inside. Hashtag let me in." And it was a picture of her house. Now that is some scary shit, because we saw in Sonya Deville's case that some of these people are crazy. They will legit come right into your home. Like Sonya Deville was getting death threats, blah, blah, blah. They had the video camera footage. She heard something, or maybe an alarm went off. She goes to check out like her kitchen door. She takes off from the kitchen door, and the stalker literally is in her house walking through her kitchen, and her and Mandy Rose were at a house at the time. Like, this is some serious shit. Well, for weeks, everybody said that John Cena is a lock for WrestleMania this year. Well, as we reported, he could not make it to the Rumble due to the COVID travel restrictions. From what Cena is saying now, that might be the reason why he does miss WrestleMania, or it all could be a work. While speaking to Forbes, John Cena addressed Corey Graves' speculation that he will be at WrestleMania. Cena said, "Unfortunately, it's out of my hands. Every other year for except this year has been completely within my realm. If it were normal times, I would 100% be there. I'd find a way to contribute somehow. Please, I've sat in the crowd as a fan. I'll do whatever the event asks me to do because it means that much to me, and WWE means that much to me. But I'm in Vancouver shooting Peacemaker for HBO Max. It's a spin-off series based on my character from Suicide Squad, Peacemaker. It's an unbelievable opportunity. James Gunn has written the whole thing. He's directing a bunch of the episodes. This is something that I've inspired to do. Because of the quarantine law, if I were to fly to the States for Sunday for WrestleMania, which is totally possible, the complications when I arrive is when I come back to Canada. Because then I would have to be quarantined for 14 days, and that puts production back more than 2 weeks, which costs a boatload of money. That would be super, super selfish of me. Some things beyond my control normalize a bit and travel restrictions lift up. Then sure, I'm in. But as of right now, it's logistically impossible. I can't do that to Warner. I can't do that to DC. I can't do that to James. I can't do that to the Suicide Squad. It's just not fair. Well, NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day is this Sunday on the WWE Network. I do have the full card and my predictions. First up, we have the Women's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Finals, which is my baby Dakota Kai and her partner Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Now I have to go with Dakota Kai and Gonzalez. They could be getting called up soon, but who knows. I do like Shotzi, and I think she's going to go real far in the business, but you got to go with Dakota Kai and Gonzalez. We also have the Men's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic Finals. It's MSK, aka the Rascals, versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. WWE is treating MSK like the stars that they are. I actually am a fan of the Young Grizzled Veterans, and I could see them taking it 2 years in a row. But I think WWE wants to kiss the Rascals' asses after signing them to the contract. So I gotta go with MSK. We also have the North American Championship, which is the defending champ Johnny Gargano versus Kushida. Now, I'm a big Kushida fan, especially of his New Japan work. WWE pushed him at first, then he fell off. I think he might have been injured, but he's just making his way back up again. He is great in NXT, but I think he will get lost on the main roster. So I don't see him winning this title. Not yet, anyway. So I gotta go with Gargano. We also have the NXT Women's Championship match. It's Io Shirai versus Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. Now, Toni Storm kicks ass. I'm glad that she got over her personal problems and she's on NXT now. She's going to be huge there and on the main roster. She has skills. She's gorgeous. She has the fattest ass on a white girl that I've seen in a long time. After Mercedes dropped out of Retribution, no matter how horrible she thinks that clique might be, I don't think she's going to do much on her own. I think she should have stuck with them. And I also feel that it is time for Io to pass that strap, but I don't see it happen in this match. So I got to go with Io. And finally, we have the NXT Championship up for grabs, which is the champ Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. Now, I think it's great that Balor's back on NXT and he won the belt for a second time. He is meaner and he reminds me a lot of the old Bullet Club Balor, aka Prince Devitt. He has had some great matches since returning to NXT, but he does bore me at times. Pete Dunne has gotten in amazing fighter shape. He's always a beast in a ring. His faction members have the tag titles, and I think that Dunne needs a championship of his own. So I'm actually going to go with Pete Dunne. We'd like to give a big congratulations to Keith Lee and Mia Yim. They did get engaged this week, so congratulations to you too. WWE has signed Rick Steiner's son. His name is Bronson Rhett Steiner. They gave him an NXT contract. During Triple H's Takeover conference call, he was asked about incoming talent, specifically about the Brock Lesnar lookalike Parker Boudreaux. Triple H said, "I'm incredibly excited to have Parker Boudreaux coming in. Also, Bronson Rhett Steiner, and we have a lot of people coming in the door. I am just as high on them as I am high on the people we already have here for a while." On to Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling is debuting a new show. It's called Before the Impact, and it does air right before Impact Wrestling Tuesday nights, but it's on at 7 p.m. And finally, New Japan Pro Wrestling. During the latest edition of his Tama Islands podcast, New Japan superstar Toma Tonga commented on Kenny Omega teaming up with Kenta on Dynamite this week. Tonga said, "Kenta knows the deal. He's a smart man and he's a loyal man. He's there for one reason and one reason only, Moxley. He has something that belongs to Kenta and everyone knows that. That's the only reason he's there. Lenny, is what he calls Kenny Omega now, is going to use Kenta to stay in the spotlight and tag himself with him against Moxley and Archer. Let Lenny go against Lance Archer by himself and leave Kenta and Moxley alone. No, he won't do that because Lenny is a damn spotlight whore." Alright peeps, that's it for this episode. Remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible exclusive action figure, you gotta stick right here on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you do that. Pick any video, including this one, like, share, and comment. So subscribe to the AEW Insider, like, share, and comment on any video, and when we hit 500 subs, I will be doing a drawing and finding a winner. Remember to show us some love on all major podcasting platforms, also on Facebook and YouTube under the AEW Insider, and on Twitter under the AEW Insider 1, as in the number 1. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for the AEW Insider. Ciao, peeps.